Oh, good. We got the infinite spinning beach ball. That's a good sign. Oh yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these ridiculous video editing experiments. Today, we are going to find out if we can do video editing on one of these. That's right, for the first time in my entire life, I own an Apple product. This right here is a Apple Mac Mini from around 2010. It's got a Intel Core 2 Duo. Can't remember what the clock speed is. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM and a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And then it's got some sort of NVIDIA GeForce card of some sort. I can't quite remember. This Mac Mini right here is definitely hella outdated considering it came out in 2010, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's useless. From the past few weeks that I've been using it, it's surprisingly capable. The latest version of macOS that is supported on the 2010 Mac Mini, at least officially, is, I want to say, 10.13 High Sierra, which came out in 2020. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be behind by quite a few versions of macOS. So we might run into some issues when it comes to software support, but we'll figure it out as we go. I have a feeling this is definitely going to be a pretty interesting video. Okay, time to plug in this bad boy. Oh yeah. I mean, all things considered, with the form factor of this thing, I'm really surprised the hardware that they were able to cram into this thing. And believe it or not, even with the newest Mac Minis that have the Apple Silicon chips in them, they still use the same form factor as this 2010 Mac Mini, well, minus the disk drive in the front. But yeah, it's definitely the smallest Mac that you can get, but in terms of hardware performance, they can quite surprise you. Powering up. Pew. And of course we get that classic Apple Macintosh startup sound. Now, another thing that is definitely going to be limiting us, besides being on a pretty old version of Mac OS, is the fact that we're using a hard drive. It's not the worst experience in the world. I have experienced worse performance with a hard drive with modern operating systems. But yeah, this is still far from the speediest thing in the world. And here we are in Mac OS. This is going to be interesting because besides the time that I've spent playing around with this Mac for the past few weeks, I haven't used Mac OS since probably 2006 or 2007. And yeah, I remember not being too fond of it at the time. But I gotta say, Mac OS has come a long way since then. Okay, so we got Mac OS High Sierra version 10.13.6, Mac Mini, mid 2010. We've got a Intel Core 2 Duo clocked at 2.4 gigahertz. We've got 8 gigabytes of DDR3 memory. We've got an NVIDIA GeForce 320M with 256 megabytes of video memory, which is a laughably small amount by today's standards. Now, what kind of video editing software should we use on this thing? Well, just like Windows, macOS has had a built-in video editing software for quite a long time, and that is iMovie. Now, compared to Movie Maker and even in some instances the video editor built into Windows 10, I'd say iMovie is way more capable. So it looks like your standard run-of-the-mill video editing software. We've got our timeline down here. We've got our preview, our playback controls, where we can import our media, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to go make some test footage, put it on this thing, import it, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll start at 1080p just to see if it's usable on this thing. And then if not, then we'll bump down to 720p and then just basically go down from there. Okay, so I got my phone connected to the Mac for us to import our video. Let me see here. Normally it's supposed to automatically pop up, but I don't see it anywhere. Let's try import media straight from, oh, so the software itself is able to see my phone. Now, whether or not it can actually pull up the files is yet to be seen. Oh, good. We got the infinite spinning beach ball. That's a good sign. Might just be taking a long time to get the information off of the phone. Hopefully. Yeah, she's locked up pretty good. Oh, damn it. Well, we didn't get very far at all. Time to restart this. Sorry, Mac. Really hate to do this to you. Shut down, please. Oh, that felt so wrong to do that. Hearing that hard drive like come to a screeching halt. Oh God, I hate that noise. Well, since something as simple as plugging in my phone to the computer made it lock up, I want to try something different. Let's try installing Samsung Dex on here, if it's even supported by High Sierra, and see if we're able to get the files off of it that way. And all we have to do to install it is just open it and follow the on-screen instructions. This package will run a program to determine if the software can be installed. Okay, yeah, sure. I don't know why it needs that, because it's a Mac. Macs never get viruses, right? Yeah, I totally read that user license agreement. Totally. Okay, if I have to, I suppose. What? System extension blocked? Program tried to load new system extensions signed by Samsung Electronics. If you want to enable these extensions, open security and privacy system preferences. Macs are weird, man. I'm sure it's probably because I'm not used to this, but still, they're weird. Sweet. All set. All we have to do is restart. Again. Hello? I clicked on restart and now all of a sudden it just popped up to a black screen. I can still hear the hard drive seeking and whatnot, but nothing's happening. That's not a good sign. Unless it's just taking a hell of a lot longer to restart, maybe. Who knows? Is there a Control-Delete equivalent on macOS? If so, I don't know what the keyboard shortcut is. Screw it. We're just going to hard shut down again. Do some further damage to the hard drive. Why not? Boom. You guys are really lucky that I'm nice enough to edit out all the loading bullshit and whatnot, so you guys don't have to sit through that. Okay, let's see if our installation of Samsung Dex worked. So let's go to Applications. Where? Oh, there it is. Sweet. Was it supposed to do that? What the hell? It's like it opens and then instantly closes. Oh, that's lovely. Check with the developer, make sure Samsung Dex works with this version of macOS. You may need to reinstall the application. Be sure to install any available updates for this application and macOS. Remember when I said that we'd run into some software support issues? Yeah. Fun stuff. Why the hell did I buy a 2010 Mac Mini? If I would have known that it was this out of date, I wouldn't have bought one. You know what? I'm just making this harder for myself. Let's just manually import the footage from my phone via USB. It just makes more sense to do that. I have honestly no idea why I thought Samsung Dex was going to work on this thing. Oh boy. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. There we go. Got our footage. So let's import it into iMovie and see how it goes. Okay, import media. Go to our, actually no, Mac user. Documents. There's our file. Import all. What? None of the selected files or folders can be imported. Oh, you're testing my patience here, macOS. Could they at least give me a reason as to why it can't be imported? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's MPEG 4 though. I would think that'd be supported. Hang on, what version of iMovie are we running with? Doesn't say. That's not helpful. Let's try something here. Let's try opening VLC player, converting the file to some sort of video format, and fingers crossed that it's readable by iMovie. Oh, I've never seen VLC player like this. That's interesting. They must have redesigned it for macOS. Cool. Okay, let's see. Is there a way that we can, let's see here, open with VLC. Okay. Why is it not playing? Oh my God. You gotta be freaking kidding me. My guess is somehow our video file got corrupted when we transferred it over for some reason. So I'm gonna have to re-record that, so I'll be right back. Okay, we've got our new footage. I also decided to throw in some random ones in there too. I decided to copy over a random Snapchat from like 7 years ago that I took, as well as some of my Xbox One game captures, just so we have a little bit of a variety. Okay, so let's try that again. Once more with feeling. Import media. Okay. Looks like it's showing a preview this time. That's a good sign. We will... is there a way to import all? Let's just do that. Cool. There it is. Sweet. Now, whether or not it will play back smoothly, let's take a look. Click and drag this into the timeline. Boom. All right, let's see how it plays. Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to install an SSD in your Mac Mini. It's super quick and easy. All you got to do is... Look at that! Plays back perfectly fine. The only lag that we're getting is if I move around the UI. Place it. Look at that! Right there on the Apple logo. I'm genuinely surprised. Look at that. Let's try importing something else. How about this random glitch that I found one day in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? Let's see. Does this allow scrubbing? Okay, close enough.
What up, Reyes? Let's hit the deck.
Yeah, that plays perfectly fine. So I'm going to play around with this for a little bit, check out the transitions, titles, and whatnot, add that into the timeline, and yeah, we shall see you back in a little bit. All right, all done editing. All we have to do is export it. Let's see how this goes. So we want to set it to the highest 1080p. Quality, we'll do high. Compress, we'll do better quality. Why not? Tag as Mac Mini Movie. Save it as iMovie is totally fine. And then we'll save it to, yeah, Documents is totally fine. All right. Let's see how long it takes to render. Oh God, I'm really hoping that's just an estimate. I ain't waiting that long. Also, this thing's getting really warm while rendering out the video. Dang, that thing's working hard. All right, at long last, here's the finished product. Let's see how it turned out. Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to install an SSD in your Mac Mini. It's super quick and easy. All you got to do is get your SSD, place it right there on the Apple logo, take your tape, and bam, you're ready to go.
I think you won! He can't kill us in the world!
Oh, my ability to make a bad video never ceases to amaze me. So, can you do video editing on a 2010 Mac Mini? Surprisingly, yeah. I went into this with fairly low expectations, and I was honestly surprised that this thing, despite its age, was able to handle 1080p video rendering perfectly fine. It is a little on the slow side with some stuff, and some of the software support was a bit of an issue with this machine, but overall, I think it went pretty well. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.